New this morning, President Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill is facing a major test on Capitol Hill. A key budget panel will determine if the spending bill is able to move to the House floor. And the struggle isn't just Republicans versus Democrats. Republicans are once again fighting amongst themselves. Some House Republicans demanding major changes to the bill to get it over the finish line.
This is supposed to be deficit neutral, which means we don't add to the deficit. Everything I've seen would add to the deficit amount, but the generational changes is also what we're looking for.
We'd vote no. Oh, hell no right now. Yeah, that hasn't changed. We're far from a fix on salt, so still nowhere close to a yes on this yet.
Now, House Speaker Mike Johnson at least publicly remains optimistic, saying that they will find $1.5 trillion in spending cuts to cover the cost of their desired tax breaks. Yet some budget watchers say the bill could actually add trillions more to the deficit. So as you can see, uncertainty right now. Joining me right now is Democratic Congressman Steven Horsford of Nevada. He sits on the House's Tax Writing Committee that just basically pulled an all-nighter this week debating its portion of the bill. Thank you so much for being here. Let's talk schedule first, Congressman. Do you think this bill will come for a vote by the end of next week?
Well, thank you for having me on, Kate. No, I don't believe that the Republicans have the votes in their own conference to get this quote-unquote big, beautiful bill. In fact, it's the Screw America bill. That's what I refer to it as. It cuts health care for 13.7 million Americans. It adds $4 trillion to our federal debt, and it provides the biggest tax breaks, permanent tax breaks for billionaires and big corporations, not for moms and dads, not for small businesses. It's why House Democrats led 17 hours of markup in our Ways and Means Committee, offering amendment after amendment, trying to show Republicans there's a better way.
When it comes to Medicaid and the health care cuts, there are estimates that there are millions could lose their health care. It is debatable if it's as high as 13, but still it leaves a big question of what is the actual impact, because right now, Democrats and some Republicans are sharing their dislike of the changes and cuts that are proposed to Medicaid. I want to play for you what one conservative Republican senator, Josh Hawley, told CNN this week.
We're not talking here about just work requirements. The House goes much, much, much further than that. This is real Medicaid benefit cuts. I can't support that. No Republican should support that. We're the party of the working class, Manu. We need to act like it.
Do you applaud Josh Hawley? I mean, do you think Senate Republicans could be what could save you guys and stop this bill in the end?
Well, it's more about saving the American people from the harm that would be inflicted if these cuts go through. Yes, it's over 8 million who would be cut from Medicaid, but when you add the cuts from the Affordable Care Act and the health exchange, that is what combines to get over 13 million Americans that would lose their health care. That's why I offered an amendment that would actually make the health care premium tax credits permanent. Why would we give tax breaks to billionaires like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, who barely pay taxes now, and not provide permanent tax relief for American families by making sure that health care is available to everyone?
When you talk about tax breaks, one of the things that's still in the bill is no tax on tips, which is something that's hugely important in a state like Nevada. I mean, I think I've seen some estimates that a quarter of Nevada's workforce is part of the hospitality industry, which this obviously impacts. Are you prepared to vote against no tax on tips?
Well, I actually offered legislation, the TIPS Act, and many of my provisions, working with my Republican colleague, Vern Buchanan, actually did get into the underlying bill. But what did not get in there was the elimination of the subminimum wage or raising the wage of tip workers. Yes, we should give tip workers the ability to keep more of their hard-earned money and eliminate the tax on tips, because a tip is a gift, it is not a guarantee. But we also need to lift the wage of workers, some of whom make as little as $2.13 an hour.
Right,
That's why this bill, quite frankly, doesn't go far enough.
But this gets to the issue that we always see when it comes to legislation, especially big legislation. The perfect be the enemy of the good. I know you're going to say that this is far from good. I know you're going to say that, but how do you explain back to constituents in Nevada that even though it didn't go as far as you wanted, you voted against something that even got partway there?
Well, to be clear, I have made sure that I center the needs of my constituents. Look, this is not about Donald Trump or Republicans in Congress. The hero in this story are the American people. I do represent Las Vegas, and tip workers are the engines of our economy. And I'm fighting hard every single day to make sure that they have access not only to better wages, but health care, affordable housing, quality education, the ability to retire with dignity. None of these priorities are in this big, beautiful bill because they're only giving the benefit to the very wealthy, to big corporations and billionaires, not to middle-class families, not to the workers that I'm fighting for every single day.
And even before it gets to the House floor, the infighting between Republicans needs to get worked out as they still are in the majority. So there is a lot of uncertainty in the coming days. Congressman Horsford, thank you for coming in.